Welcome back to the Games Beat for 2025. My name is Majora T, and I'm out here beating these games left and right. Blasting through them, some might say. You'll see why. Subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned if you're not. Last week I did play through a little bit of Yoshi on an island in the sun. It's Mario's world, and we're just dinosaurs in it. And I'm not speaking British. Last week I was at World 5-5. I did play Yakuza Kiwami. I booted it up, and I finished the first chapter. Nice. And I did beat Pokemon Soul Silver, at least to the 8 badges. A couple of my stream games that I had anticipated streaming. I did actually, I revised what this looks like, but I did play Wave Race 64 on stream, and I got gameplay only for Sonic Adventure and Yakuza Kiwami. And then this week I stated I would like to stream some Blast Corps, some Ninja Gaiden, some Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island I would be playing as for my Nintendo Switch game. Yakuza Kiwami would be my Xbox game, and Blast Corps would be my 64 game. How did it go? It went really good. And notice, you're not going to see Yakuza here, but you will see it here. That's because what I did in these 3 games is more impressive than what I did in Yakuza. So let's start with a bit of, maybe in the middle here, Blast Corps. This is the big game, I think. This is the one that I was super proud to have played through. I did play it on my secondary streaming channel, Majora T Gaming Playthroughs, and I did play it through all the missions, which are the missile carrier levels. I beat all of them, the easy, the medium, and the hard levels. There is a completion element to get the credits, but I don't believe that's necessary to enjoy or experience the game. In fact, I went ahead and I played it on Xbox for gameplay immediately after and ended up getting an achievement for beating all mission carrier levels, and it was 0.12%. So most people are not even doing that. So to me, if you can play through all the levels, you beat the game. The completion element is rescuing the scientists, which the post game in the game is really fascinating. So after you prevent the missile carrier from colliding with a building by using one of the vehicles to destroy other buildings, then you are able to go back to the level and replay it without the missile carrier and basically just destroy everything. It's this awesome experience in just destruction, destroying buildings in a positive way. It's not I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's demolishing. It's if demolishing buildings was a game. And man, it's so satisfying, like after work or when you just kind of want to crush stuff up. It's a lot of fun, and man, I think it's slept on. I think a lot of people are not playing this game, myself included. I did not play this for a while. I had it on my 64, and I had it on Rare Replay, and I dabbled. But I think one of the hard parts about it, and I don't want to say everything. I'd like to do a video on Blast Corps. I do think that there is quite a bit of a learning curve to the systems in the game, and especially one vehicle called Backlash. Backlash is a vehicle that you have to use the back of the vehicle to spin or slide into buildings in order to make them collapse. And doing that in a tense situation where a missile is approaching, it's signified by the arrows, how close the missile carrier is. And it's really difficult because that thing is slippery like butter, man. It's a lot. But in replaying it, I found that I was much better with Backlash. I was having a good time. There's only, if you take the Backlash missions aside, that's the hardest vehicle to pick up and play compared to the other ones. There is one particularly obnoxious level where it's 6 minutes long. There's puzzle elements. There's a crane that you have to use to drop TNT on a bridge, and then there's boats that you have to maneuver to bring a TNT up, but you have to do it after the missile carriers pass one part. And if you screw that up, you got to do the whole segment over again. Other than that one mission, the 27 missions that are main missions in the game are great. I had a great time. It's just such a quick, fun, pick up and play game. I just so recommend it. It's a blast. It's a whole lot of blast. Blast sport. Okay, let's go now to Yoshi's Island. All right, I didn't want to lead in with this one because I don't feel like I have much to say. It's not that, oh, there's nothing to add. Everyone said it before. No, I don't know if I'm as charmed by the game as most people are. I feel like a lot of people look back on Yoshi's Island fondly, and I just don't have that nostalgia. So what I will say is legendary soundtrack. These things have resonated throughout Mario's legacy. You have the Superstar theme. You have just like kind of the lullaby music sound effects. I really like that. I like the hand-drawn art style. There's some visually impressive stuff going on with, I don't know if it's Mode 7 or if it's just SNES style graphics where, they do like the camera panning and stuff. But I think it's a great looking game. Gameplay-wise, it's just a bit rough, like having to go back and chase Baby Mario. It is a buffer. It's like Sonic's Ring. Baby Mario is a buffer because he'll bounce back to 10 health every time that you have him. So you can technically save your health. But then there's like a bunch of bottomless pits. There's insta-death in spikes. There's insta-death in magma. And so I was having a hard time with a lot of that and having to go back and replay the level. There wasn't like a severe punishment for losing a level. It's just that they were a bit long, and when you combine that with all the distractors, like the 30 red coins, the 5 flowers, and the health bar trying to maintain 30, you don't feel great when you finished a level and you get like a score of like 75. 75 is okay, but there were some I was getting like 30 on. And so I didn't feel great playing Yoshi's Island through each level. It's not to say it's a bad game. I just don't, the gameplay style, it bothered me. But everything else was great. That's kind of where I stand on it. Whether I want to do a video on it or not, I don't know. I think I don't want to fall into the trap I did with Super Mario Kart and just kind of rush into making one. I'll give it a week. I'll see how I feel. But if that's something you want, you let me know. Now, I did swap out Yakuza Kiwami for another Switch game I did play, which is Donkey Kong Country. Just real quick on Yakuza Kiwami, I did play through Chapter 2, so it's not like I made no progress on it, but I didn't make much. I played it that night that I did the last game's beat, and that was about it. So I didn't think it's so significant to label it, but I did think Donkey Kong Country was significant. So I guess I hadn't played through the game in maybe 2 or 3 years. So I tried playing it on stream, and I was having a hard time. By the time that you get to the snowy area, I don't remember the name of the level, but it's, come on, you know what it is. It's the one with the barrels. There's like 15 barrels. There's bees. It's really rough because the barrels are spinning all different types of ways. I just was not beating it on stream. So I played a bit off stream, and I played the game through. I got the gameplay footage, and I rolled the credits, but I don't feel great about it because it took me 2 hours and 49 minutes. Now, granted, my percentage is a little bit higher. I think it's like 57 to 56 for my last playthrough, but it still feels too long. Like I feel like I should be playing through this game at least closer to 2 hours. So I don't know. I do think that, I did play it a bit safe. In the beginning, I repeated the first level like 5 times to get 30 balloons. That helped immensely. I never game overed in my playthrough, but I didn't need all that. But that also didn't take more than 3 minutes. So I looked back through the footage. There was no one level that took me more than 15 minutes, like 15 to 20. So I look back at it and I go like, where is this taking so long? I did play through all the levels, but I think maybe it's just stopping for KONG letters. Maybe it's doing some of the bonus stuff like attacking clap traps and barrels for 1-up lives and bananas and whatnot. I think if I ignore KONG completely, and if I try and avoid the secret barrels for some of the missions and stuff, like the animal ones, which, those are helpful too because there's like 5 lives right there. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do think that the secret barrels I just avoid. KONG I avoid. I get closer to 2 hour 20. I play some of the missions a little better, maybe 2:10. I think my best time is like 2 hours 20 minutes. So I could play for time, but I didn't hate playing for letters. Part of me just wants to go back and finish my file and just complete it. and just get 100%. I've never done it before. So I have 2 ways I can enjoy and experience Donkey Kong Country. The question is that time now? I don't know. I could play it on stream. That could be fun. But you let me know what you think. So let's look at the games for next week. Where do we stand? Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island is now coming off because I beat it. I did play a bit on stream, but I finished it off stream, so that was fun. So for Switch, I did say Ninja Gaiden NES. And now I'm kind of in a weird spot where I don't have one off the top of my head. I guess I could just go to Backloggery real quick and try and figure it out, or I could just go run on my shelf. I'll come back to Switch. Maybe I'll think of something. My Xbox, I'm keeping Yakuza Kiwami. I think, like, if I do a chapter a week, I'll beat the game by the end of the year, but that's still too slow to put nothing else on my Xbox. So we're going to have to see how this goes. I think I'm going to have to lock in a little more on Yakuza maybe this week. Maybe just do 2 chapters a week or something. Now, it is definitely the year of Nintendo 64, so I have a fun little proposition for you. I haven't been buying a lot of games. In fact, I'm about to start selling games because I need some money. But I do have 3 that I bought that are relatively affordable. So, I don't mind N64 being my, like, collecting console of choice. So I'm going to let you pick, and then I'll go with the first comment that picks one of these games. So I'll go in alphabetical order. 1080 snowboarding. That was a recommendation from Alex. Cheap enough, so I got it. Cruising USA. Who doesn't love a good cruising game? And lastly, Tetris Sphere. You decide what 64 game I get to play. And I mean, I'm only going with the first comment that populates because I can't just be waiting all week to find out. So, but we'll see how that goes. Nintendo Switch. What am I doing on Nintendo Switch? Something that's going to be, I don't know, not too big, because I already have Ninja Gaiden NES. And then what am I streaming this week? What do I want to play on stream? I do have the Switch set up. I eyeballed it on the shelf, and maybe what I do is I just switch Ninja Gaiden up here as my Switch game of focus, and I got Crash Team Racing. I've been eyeing it on my shelf, like I need to finish this or play it, and maybe streaming it will motivate me to do so. So that'll be happening on the sub channel. And then for next week, I am back to streaming on this channel for games of significance, something that seems like people would enjoy it. I would also like suggestions for that. I did do a community post, but I don't know if anyone saw it. So I picked Donkey Kong Country for last week, but that's kind of a question mark too. So I'll let you go ahead and vote on that. What's the game you'd like to see me stream on this channel, like for the wider audience? I don't know if I want to start on the Sonic Marathon. I do have the week off, so I'm kind of tempted. And this is not all Sonic, it's classic Sonic, so just Sonics 1 through 3. I leave Knuckles out of that because I don't own it. I do have my Retron back, but I could also just do the Origins collection. The problem is that won't stop Sonic 3 at the end of Sonic 3. It'll stop it at the end of Knuckles. So I'll probably just play my original hardware for that and then hook up the Retron. And then I do want to play more Genesis games. I do have a cart that has a bunch of them. So Genesis games. Streaming in Genesis. That could be the stream of the week too, the Genesis games. Anyways, that's my games beat for the week. What do you think? What's yours? Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.